So in October of 2024, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to make one song every single week for the rest of my life. And I'm currently on week 19 or 20. I have to check my laptop/journal, but I'm currently on week 19 or 20. And it's been an interesting exercise because it kind of forces you to get out of your head of what a good song might be and just finish a song. And it's been nice for the most part. But a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, because honestly, I feel like my last 6 or 7 songs have been like booty butt cheeks. And I feel like part of that reason is when when you make a commitment like that, you the objective is to the objective is to force you, like, I made that commitment with the objective to force me to make music every single day, because in order to make a good song in a week with the time that I have right now, I pretty much have to work on it every day of the week. But what my lazy brain started doing was it started getting basically the fatigue of the lifestyle of waking up at 4 and then the gym and then and work and everything. The fatigue started settling in. So what I started doing was I started being lazy with my song, and I would only work on it during the weekend, which would not present me with enough time to make the song good enough, in my opinion. And the thing is, it all depends on the inspiration, the focus, how easily you tap into the flow state. Because I've made some of my best work, I feel like, in one day, in one sitting. But that's when like that flow state just kind of like you just grab it and then you're just there. But I've just noticed that it's been a lot harder to tap into that flow state because I be tired. And so being mentally exhausted from the schedule, it's very hard to squeeze the creative juices out of your brain when it's time to create. And so what I started doing was, like, even this one time, I literally set a timer for 1 hour and I made a whole song in 1 hour. Beat, lyrics, recorded vocals, all of it in an hour. And guess what? It sucked. and But it was interesting because I came up with interesting ideas that I'll be able to basically develop more in the future. But like that, basically, as cool as that was to see that, oh, I actually have the capability of making a song in an hour, it was also not, like, it made me start being lazy as well. And I don't even know if lazy is the word to call it. Maybe it's laziness, but it low key feels like trying to pace myself, because it's very difficult to, like, I'm challenging the fuck out of myself right now, and I feel like I have very high discipline and really decent focus and drive and motivation and all of that, but like, I'm really challenging myself right now with everything that I have going on and how dialed in I am. And so I started taking shortcuts with music and only working on it during the weekends, and it just hasn't been yielding the greatest results. And even, like, let's say last week. So last week I actually did work on music most days. And at the end of the week, it still kind of didn't really yield the greatest result because, and I feel like I'm in a place in my life where I'm trying to find my inner artist again. because all of the bullshit that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis and all the time that I just don't have to dedicate towards my craft and dedicate towards being an artist has really done a number on my artistic self, I feel. And so I found this book that essentially answers this question. Okay, how do I get my creativity back? Because that's essentially what I've been feeling. Is I've been feeling that like I have lost my creativity, or I just can't find it. Even though I'm doing the thing, nothing that I make is really compelling to me in any way. And I feel like it's because I'm not really putting that, I'm not really tapping into that creative source. Like, I'm just not there mentally. And so I picked up this book called The Artist's Way. I'll put the author's name in the description because I don't remember her name, but it starts with a J, Julie something maybe. But I started reading that book, and I actually learned that many artists have actually used that book to get out of creative blocks. And Dochi, like, she's popping off right now, and apparently she read that book too, and that helped her get out of a creative block as well. So it made me very interested in checking the book out. So I started reading it a couple of days ago, and one of the things that it says to do is this exercise called morning pages, which I read another book on songwriting that also recommended doing the same thing. Well, something very similar, but essentially writing first thing in the morning, like waking up early to write, and not necessarily writing a song or writing a poem or writing art in general, but just writing, like literally just brain dumping on the page. The songwriting book said do it for 5 minutes. The Artist's Way, the book that I'm reading right now, said do it for 3 pages every single day without fail. And so I felt like that was interesting because I've also heard that the creative mind is most active when you first wake up in the morning, like right when you wake up. And I tried to take advantage of that by making music, but the thing is, making music is such a technical process that, like, yeah, it's like sometimes it feels like maybe my creative mind is active, but my technical mind, my mind that has to problem solve and like figure out how to create a certain sound, or basically deal with the many fucking technical challenges that come when building a song, is not awake yet. It is not awake yet, and it's not active. And so I've been struggling with making music first thing in the morning. And I think that's because maybe I just need to do something simpler, but still creative, like writing. And so that's what I'm going to be doing starting tomorrow. And I was doing it for a good number of months, but I stopped, and I'm starting again. So that's the first exercise. And then it also says take yourself on artist dates, which are essentially when you take yourself out, you go out to explore whatever you want to do. Like literally just take yourself out on a date with no one else, and really try to tap into your inner artist. Basically doing doing anything you find interesting, and like observing it with that eye being present in it. And I'm going to start doing that too, once a week. Just doing some shit that I want to do. Like I haven't longboarded in a while. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing that like maybe for a couple hours every weekend. But yeah, so it's just like like yesterday I was talking about how sometimes escaping the rat race feels impossible. It's one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons is because like I really do feel drained of all my creativity. It's like I know it's still in there, but I just haven't been able to tap into it, even though I'm making stuff, even though I'm creating.